Hey guys, welcome back to the another watch party today. Okay, good morning everybody, good afternoon. जहाँ से भी आप लोग देख रहे हैं, we are ready for the game. पहला मैच है DRX versus crew and DRX सबकी फेवरेट टीम है पैसिफिक में. crew सबकी फेवरेट टीम है नॉन पैसिफिक में. तो लेट्स सी कैसा रहता है मैच आज का. अनम्यूट करते हैं.
Oh, yours is ruined.
Ruined. Too much Senkop, I think.
It's only been one day.
It's only been one day, yeah. I mean, okay, would you expect anything less? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. We got DRX Crew here as our opening match of day 2 of Champs for 2024. And these are two storied orgs as well. The Destiny's been going into it. These are two teams that have never missed the Champs before. And they didn't want to start this year, here and now. But despite that fact, Josh, they've never actually played each other.
How wild is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very surprised to learn that. The Crew and DRX hadn't clashed across all of the, not just Champs, but Masters events that they've been to as well. So we start here on Haven, and this pistol round to begin looks explosive. We've got 9 out of 10 players looking to control a tiny piece of square footage.
Yeah, classic A lobby fight about to be occurring. To cage the feign like there's only one player crossing here for DRX, but they've slowed it down still. And Crew now going to offload that util, but a stun's going to be connecting. Kesnit forced and pushed back and away. Melter with the blind is good connection. Dart to try and again repel and push and ward away. And in this carnage, it is DRX that are just leaving Flashback alone. A 1v2. Spike drop down at his back. He's trying to catch a timing of his own.
I like the reclear from Shy and Melzer, but now they've split up, and that's where the danger comes through. Does Shy have eyes on the spike? I think he must do, just based on the mini-map.
Wrapping all the way around here. Just doesn't need... Oh, spotting one of the players, and he knows exactly where Shy is for the 1v1. But Crew coming up on top. That's a pistol round, granted and earned.
And that's immediately going to what Tom was talking about on the desk. Are you going to be able to stop DRX from taking map control, getting into their executes? He was talking about the fact that there were 10 attack side rounds for DRX against Gen G. Against Gen G! But to me, when I was watching the game, a lot of that was based on anti-stratting the Viper comp and the way that Gen G play this map. It's not just that. DRX are amazing on attack side. Here, Crew stacked 4 players A. You can't do that every single time. And in this follow-up, they've only got 2 there. Kesnit, MTA. So mixing that up and trying to find the right timings to contest DRX is going to be super important.
See पर कैसे बुलडॉग को push करेंगे?
Bulldog in hand, flash. Paranoid a supplement.
Guys, इसको बहुत अच्छा है. Crossing करने का option देता है and Cypher trap का भी stoppage देता है.
There's that plan online for DRX, so pocket change earned, a little bit of extra money, but overall Crew keeping it nice and healthy for the bonus.
Looking lovely. Now, bringing up bonus round stats again, because of course, you know, your boy's nerdy.
Yeah, you've been digging.
I have. But one of the reasons why I was digging into this game was that Crew have the lowest bonus round win rate out of all of the teams from EMEA, Pacific, and Americas, which is kind of wild.
That is weird, yeah.
And so even with them winning here, they're coming into the next round with 3 Guardians, a pistol. They've got no Vandals, no Phantoms. The way that they manage their economy, so different to the teams that are actually competent in the bonuses. So they've got to hit some crazy shots here, otherwise it's just about doing
same comp है, Jet versus Neon छोड़ दें बस. Exactly same comp, single smoke.
Line setting up. To be used to get Kesnit onto that line. There's a dart to worry about. Oh, he's missed it. 2 shots rattled away, but not able to claim it, so he is postured off and away.
Guys, welcome back to the stream. Like करना. Let's create a poll again as usual.
The dash already active onto Buzz. He's going to be trying to get that first fight and engagement whilst he's into the back of the side.
Support बताओ भाई, किसको support कर रही है
chat? Give this one up. A slight pixel angle. Flashback still committed and still holding it down. No one able to cross back up into garage here. At this point, round is basically wrapped up. Only 2 left to stand with him.
और ये Phantom आपको अच्छी लगी chat में बताओ. This Phantom, this Champions new one. किसी ने buy करी? मेरे को review दो तो मैं buy करूँ फिर.
Any chance there for the Crew players coming back through garage, even if they'd had rifles in hand, just far too snappy on the aim. Heat and MTA, they want to try to do a bit of damage, and that's a great opening shot.
Yeah, need a bit more though, and already the flank is occurring. Flashback
Oh,
spots it out, and damage done to the remaining 2. So No bonus
but
round, no.
एक ही मारा, that's bad.
Like a statistical anomaly, I suppose, sitting at the bottom in terms of converting them.
Yeah.
Which crew supporter
again,
chat
if
में
you were just winning
100%.
it like a rifle round, 50% would be what you expect. Crew are sat at 24%, so they win less than half of what you would expect if the economy was even.
DRX
So they
one of the
really,
best
really
team है
can't
Pacific
convert
की,
these bonuses.
अगर किसी को नहीं पता.
And you can kind of see why
थोड़ा
the
out
big
of form
three
चले हैं
Guardians
कभी-कभी
of
वो इधर
Garage,
उधर, but
I think
they are
quite
the
expecting
best.
to get mauled like that in Garage too.
एक टाइम पे
Crew
पेपर
going
एक्स
for
को
a bit
हर
of a
बार
hard
हराते
read
थे
though,
एक
heading
टाइम
into
पे.
round 4.
But
3
let's
players
see
set
अब
up on
कैसा है.
B.
That's a bigger stage.
Yeah, heavy expectation, especially with Heat's position. Tucked it to the back of the side, just he's able to use that fault line in case they do commit into the B side.
So you see a smoke and a recon over towards A lobby, but there's no paranoia, there's no stun. You're pretty confident the crew are not fighting super aggro, and here the cam tells you with decent confidence, nobody there.
Garage जा रहे हैं लोग.
A slow siege. It's a flash and a peek through, trying to take that garage control. DRX making it seem like they're working over towards that area.
Garage से A जा रहे हैं लोग. Garage fake करके A जा रहे हैं.
Must have heard the drone
But
at
Sova
MTA
है already
used
ये पर.
earlier, and he does have to commit his body at least to try and get that
They will commit
information
A.
at the minute mark. He's
With
missing
no
the
luck.
spot here, almost
5
a
men.
punish straight from Mako. Backs it up and away though, and reinforcements are arriving for crew.
defenders.
Yeah, they're already fast.
4 जने already
Defend
हैं.
this
बहुत
again with the
tough
fault
होगा.
line. Util is going to be expended. Push
Oh,
back and
nice
away. No one
reveal.
on that dart. UT.
Hey.
Kesnet glides into the side.
Kesnet बहुत अच्छा
Smokes
player
in their
है.
face. DRX might be able to persevere through the thick and thin of it. Shai's the last one left, and as the smoke dissipates, he's granted that
1v1.
easy angle again.
Oi,
Into the
oi,
1v1.
Oh,
Shots
1 HP,
rattling.
1 HP, 1
No
HP, 1
casualties,
HP, 1
damage
HP.
done.
Camera भी है.
Flashback, he's low cam. Tagged up, and finally the kill
Shai
here
OP.
for Shai.
Nothing coy about that, is there?
I am
Swings out through
supporting DRX.
on the wide swing.
I'm
of
supporting
Mr.
Marco.
Rhinoceros. He's won now 2 really important 1v1s. Round 1 and round 4 against his counterpart, Flashback. Both firing, both hitting
मैंने पहला
shots,
buy round था.
but crucially
So,
Shai winning out on
मजा
the
आएगा.
clutches when it matters to keep crew ahead. I'm watching, by the way, Kesnet zipping around on these A defenses.
बहुत
Loves
aim
fighting,
stick
always
कर
happy
रहा
to
है.
take a fight.
Warm
And
up
on
करके
Neon
हैं
on this
लौंडे.
map, sliding in to play his teammates in. DRX are going to find it difficult to deal with that, I think.
भाई Neon और Jet का ही है. Neon I feel I don't like to play Jet, so I feel Neon is better. और Neon के जब से उन्होंने
A lot of bullets landing.
भाई ये check नहीं करेंगे. Easy kills check नहीं करेंगे.
Is not there for him, and the
Free upgrade also मिलेगा.
It's short work. The DRX team. Only 3 of them left to survive into this as well. Norofet will give away quite a bit of info.
वो ट्रैप देख लो, सीख लो, ट्रैप सीख लो. हेलो देखो.
So Kesnet's going to come and try to reinforce MTA. But basically, crew just need to not overextend. They're in a 5v3. You don't want
सेव
to
कर
give any
सकते हैं वो
opportunities
देखना. I don't
back to
think वो commit
DRX.
कर पाएंगे.
What a
C पे
heartbreaker
traps
that is for
हैं.
the Korean squad playing in front of the crowd.
B
Shot
smoked
still
out
here
है.
in the arena. They knew there was someone behind that box.
Duelist है नहीं, breeze है नहीं, breach है नहीं. I
Feeling
mean.
like the bullets that they did throw in were enough. An opener is what they need here. Cheeky
एक kill
Melzer,
और
he's
commit
not
कर
giving
सकते
it even away. That is nasty. Jiggling onto the corner, a bit of a pre-fire. Okay,
Oh.
Phantom.
ये Phantom है तो अच्छी.
The ace.
He's on for the ace, yeah. One player left to stand, it's Bane, and he's being pressured, pushed, corralled into the
Oh,
corner.
yes,
Kesnet
team
steals
York,
away, but it's
yeah.
flawless at the end of the day.
That's a tragedy.
भाई crew तो
Since
carry
joining crew, Melzer's never had an ace
मार
for
रही
them.
है भाई.
Oh, okay.
And Kesnet's
भाई
just stolen it
Kesnet
away.
अकेले मार रहा है.
That is brutal.
Slide करते हुए.
Fair enough. It's giving texture.
It is given text.
I mean, what is... it's a tragedy, honestly, that DRX get caught by that. The spot behind the box.
Phantom का जब aim
Spectre
लगता
spray
है,
down
it's
as well.
a different
not even like it
feel.
was a
Altogether
Phantom,
different
a
feel.
Vandal. They died slowly, realizing their mistake. Crew are running away with this one.
They are.
Guys अभी ult भी है Kesnet पे. इस पे Sova ult है, but post plant पे ही ज़्यादा काम आएगी. Sova ult. Pre-ult करेंगे नहीं ये लोग. Especially save round में. Garage commit कर रहे हैं. Garage to C जाएंगे. Shock dart तोड़ दिया trap. Oh, फिर बच गया. फिर check नहीं होगा. Stringer OP है. Stringer gun is good. Kesnet ult में भाई. Neon ult बहुत OP है. पहला मैच तो गया, पहला मैच गया. Neon Knight is too good, too good. Especially अगर आपको हल्का सा RNG करना आता हो और drift time करनी आती हो, too good.
DRX are going to take a tactical timeout here. Things are spiraling out of control. That was just an eco round, but perhaps it felt like there was an opportunity to make something happen when Shy was caught over towards Logs. These flood defense though, Crew, they're so rapid with it.
They are.
Kesnet is going to be trying, if he's not at the tip of the spear,
I don't know,
he's going to be the
race
first one back into the site.
Heaven पे इसका grenade bombard बहुत information लाता है, satchel बहुत stall करता है.
Shy those players that have smokes and can stabilize their positions onto sites. Crew are genuinely good here as well. They're the 4th seed coming in from Americas, and people might write that off. I say the 4th seed actually, 3rd seed.
Crew का support
They were the
बहुत
4th seed last year. 3rd seed coming in from Americas, and like I said, people might write that off a little bit. But Haven, in my opinion, is clearly their best map, and I think they might even be like top 5 in the world at it, which is a
wild
bold
statement.
claim.
Yeah, it is bold, but
I think the results recently have been
like
backing
कर
it
देना
up. This
stream
neon
guys, like कर
breach
देना,
over
subscribe
composition,
कर लेना
they've been
channel
having a
को
lot of
daily watch
success with
party
it.
के लिए.
and part of it is
साथ में
because
खेलना हो
when you already
please,
mentioned,
comment
Kesnet
your
is
ID,
the tip of the spear
VALORANT
or
की,
followed up
we'll
shortly
play together.
afterwards
या
because
किसी
it's
भी
on the
video पे,
neon,
किसी भी
being
shorts पे
constantly
just comment
following
it
the
out.
action.
We'll
Any
play
noise
together.
cues the
Don't
DRX are
worry.
making. Right now they're not hiding their intent enough, I don't think, as well. They're making a lot of noise as to which site they're trying to land on, and Crew are either flood defending or getting players to anchor in incredibly quick. Usually Kesnet's able to supplement any sort of defense
Telling
trying to get
myself to
online.
subscribe myself.
You look at the pings on the minimap here, Bren, and coming out of the tactical timeout, this to me looks like Mako wants to ult into spawn. Seen a few teams do this, where you send a smoke into spawn, ult in there, that draws people back towards top garage.
And here it is. But awareness here, he's stuck it! And Shy! He waits around the corner, Mako's
भाई
baited
ओमन
to
की
stick
ult
the
बहुत
ult, it's
scam है, पता नहीं
perfection!
बहुत ज़्यादा
What a play
scam
to
है.
make still. Fight isn't over yet,
कोई
but this man will
use
not
नहीं
be
ओमन की ult
denied.
का.
Rips away 2 of the lives of DRX. They're going to give them up the site, but it's a consolation prize for DRX. And now Kesnet wants to make
use
another go
नहीं
of
ओमन
things
की
here.
ult
It's a
का.
full line to
Useless.
set it up. Another stunner's just going to be
Scam हो जाती है
all the
भाई.
way through. Rifle aim is on point movement. Just a cherry on top, and
क्या
Crew cannot be stopped.
कैजनेट के मूवमेंट पे जीत रहे हैं भाई, अकेले कैजनेट के मूवमेंट पे पूरी टीम उसको बेट कर करके और फिर वो भी खेल ले रहा है, टीम भी खेल ले रही है.
That was supposed to send Crew spiraling. Where was the smoke for him to play inside? Why is he ulting into a position that's so close to where the C defender's going to be?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really large mistake just in terms of the execution there from Mako. It's not how people are currently playing it. It's looking like something from a couple years ago rather than how teams are currently doing it.
It's got to feel bad for DRX. You take your timeout just for that, and it gets dismissed as easily.
ये देखो 3 main push है. अरे कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते यार. कैजनेट is too fast. Overcommit. Heat. मरा एक और मरा. बच गया.
It's not good enough.
Overheat. Support करके जाना चाहिए था और किल मिलते. या फिर fall back करना था.
Going for a replay, contacting. Mako reveals his hand.
गया
He's trying to
यार.
clear the corner. Blade Storm, rapid fire. Only the one before the trade comes out. Mako is worried about these players. Paranoia does land. Blinded up. Sprays them down.
Mako 1v1 कर लिया भाई.
Into the corner, leaves it down to another 1v1. This time, the Smokes players off against each
Omen,
other.
Omen versus Omen, guys. कौन जीतेगा?
Time to work with. If you are Mako, you can slow this one down.
What redemption this would be.
Mako
as well
late
for
खेलेगा बिल्कुल last second
After he
तक.
got caught coming straight out of the tag timeout in the previous incredibly important round.
पूरा वेट करेगा Mako, वो खुद ओवर रोटेट करने को.
It's been a jarring game so
Fake
far
smoke
as
दे
well,
रहा
just
है.
in terms of the pace that's being followed. DRX trying to match it pound for pound when Crew are just running at them.
Mako has no idea where Melzer is. Hasn't shown himself, hasn't used anything that gives away his location. Just a smoke, could have been thrown from anywhere. And Mako doesn't even have info on sight. From Mako's perspective, Melzer could be heaven, sight, walking short. He's got to take a gamble now. Time is low.
It's a smart play.
But Melzer को भी नहीं पता है ना, इतना टाइम हो गया.
At least it feel like to Melzer that he's playing over towards that B angle, walks
बस,
most of the way now
plant
coming
पे
into the
आएगा,
plan,
वो
and
movement
that's
करेगा.
Melzer, paranoia. There's a connection.
Position
drops
नहीं
himself
देनी
down
थी.
into hell. The reposition. He's out in the open. My God.
बच गया.
Almost just plays it poorly, but again the reposition away and the mind games are kicking into
Smoke
full effect
करेगा
in
वो
this
लोग और
1v1. The smoke drop down. Melzer taps. And the issue
वो
can
smoke
be
hold
forced out
करेगा.
of Mako. No stick inside, but pushes forward. Melzer catches him. A bullet to the brain and another round one for crew.
Info की कमी guys. Info is very much needed in these cases. दोनों पे info नहीं थी. And उसका paranoia पे you don't get sound senses. So
getting it down into the 1v1. The reposition over towards short though. I think a bit of an overheat in the moment.
Heaven TP कर सकता था वो. It would have been
by Melzer's positioning.
A bit
coming out
easier.
Of being nearsighted. Deciding not to reposition over towards somewhere where he could play the spike, like Hell, for example. Maybe even Heaven in a spot like that. He could have possibly got to. And instead there, just gives up all of the space to Melzer. Spike down.
Player तो अच्छा है. KRU के.
Dominated. Kesnit's now going to pick up the operators. We go back into round 9.
Kesnit operator ले रहा है. Vandal इतनी अच्छी चल रही है. Need तो है नहीं यार.
Forward as well. It's a fault line. Onto the corner alongside the dart. No one breaks it. It reveals up onto 2 players.
Wall banging वाली होती है. पड़ा पैर पे पड़ी.
Still alive though.
Nice.
Now able to at least take up that space out towards A lobby and A long. Kesnit's got a bit of pre-fire play, almost catching it right through the smoke.
This is how DRX had so much value against Gen G though. They took a lot of A long control like this, and then they just waited, cut the noise, make a little bit of pressure over towards garage, something like that, and then try to go for an A re-hit. You can catch crew if they decide to go for info clears towards A long or short. And then when you exec, the defenders are going to be spread out again.
Yeah.
So we're now finally, at the last moments of this first half, getting to see DRX playing their attack side how they would like to see it.
But the trouble is, crew are 1 step ahead already. They see that Foxy9 has this altar and the Rolling Thunder, and Kesnit, he's in a position to evacuate. Right by his side, he's going to be catching that first contact. The smokes up
so
and away,
wild
blinding his face as well, and he wants to get the hell out of there. They're giving up the site entirely. Kill collected down to Bane. That was just up through mid. Now the only silver lining potentially is that they might be able to get this plant down. Still, it's tapping away. It's forced out of Hunter's Fury. They do have that Rolling Thunder in their back pocket. DRX desperate to get this plant down. Still with that player disadvantage. Here it is, sent flying. Might be used into a response. So it's just a 1-for-1. And Foxy9 does take down Shy.
अब ऑफ होना is difficult ना.
All up and over to the top.
ऑफ में retake tough हो जाता है, तो इसलिए आप duelist तो ऑफ होता है.
Blindly firing away and through with that op in his hands. He's hoping for an easy kill. Buzz dominating the smoke, but does not win out this fight. And up through heaven, and all has to be contained. Flashback and Mako, and down and out.
ऑफ नहीं लेनी थी यार. उसका aim इतना अच्छा लग रहा है. ऑफ की need नहीं थी. Initial pick नहीं मिले ना, तो बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है ऑफ से retake करना.
Mako's just spraying him down.
I think he's done 120 to him. And the fall damage has done the rest in that spot.
God almighty.
Not the greatest ending, but listen, it's 7-2. Crew will still be fairly happy with that. The post-plant breach ult ended up making the difference from Foxy9. He waited
let's
for
like
that
the stream, like
to come
the stream.
out. Throws one out himself, that cancels things. And then they made sure to keep rifles out, face towards heaven. But we're seeing another fight over A lobby again.
It's non-stop. The tempo increase is ridiculous here. Mako with another
फिर माको ने अल्ट मारी है, फिर obvious अल्ट है. पैरानोया करके बता भी रहा है. इसको अकेले मार देंगे वो. अगर वो कूदा नहीं ना, कूद जाएगा बस.
Leaps into the fray, trying to take the fight with a cloudburst in play, but already
नहीं, थोड़ा सा लेट हो गया. Vandal सही थी यार.
Have to answer back once more. This is ridiculous, man.
Melzer अच्छा था.
Barely any time to catch your
मैं
breath
बहुत अच्छा
in the
खेला
action,
Kesnit,
but
especially Vandal
8-2.
से.
Crew win the round.
Movement अच्छे हैं उसके neon पे.
They're not stopping.
I thought there was going to be a set retake there from Crew. As soon as the 2 players on site went down, MTA and Kesnit, I thought, all right, the other 3, they'll probably group up and try something more sensible. Shy flew out of heaven like Batman into the site. And Melzer was right there looking to back him up. I mean, these players are getting so much value out of the distractions that their teammates are going for. They're just willing to put their bodies on the line for each other. That's a good teammate right there.
That's a good play ना कि वो ऊपर से कूदा उसने और उसको support करा पीछे से. That's a very much distraction. ऊपर से कोई कूद रहा.
Yeah, the pace is incredible.
It's ridiculous. There's been no
slowing down. तो यहाँ पर कोई ult नहीं है.
DRX just getting sucked up into that
ult इनके पास.
Tempo. Crew happy to oblige into it. This time they are giving up most of this site, but they're setting themselves
up as a paranoia. Nice paranoia और stun एक साथ. नहीं भी सकते. बहुत deadly खेल रहे हैं लोग.
Foxy9
plus pistol advantage, gun advantage भी नहीं है.
Smoke, but a spike drop down now, and everybody wants more falls here for DRX.
Trap टूटा नहीं तो मतलब वो cross नहीं करे.
Again, it's an eco round for them, but they need anything they can get at this point. And Crew, they've just got a handle on this entire half.
There's nothing that DRX are able to do to stop this flood defense strategy. Really, one of the teams that's the best at dealing with this kind of stuff is Fnatic. If you watch how they play their attack sides, they'll do pump fakes into sites. they'll run and execute, but they don't go all the way deep into the site. They run their exec, they take a little bit of space, let's say like the front area of C. And then rather than pushing the backside, they just wait. And they just wait for the defenders to fall into them. We're not seeing that. DRX are getting sucked up into the pace of crew. They're getting dragged into it.
Oh my, what a shot.
And plucked away.
As Kesnet pre-fires onto the corner, and that's a Hunter's Fury gone for DRX. They were hoping they could potentially get a pick onto the C side.
The ops are everywhere.
Set up. They're in the walls, man.
Well, that's the advantage of having a booming economy.
You just don't expect it, but this is them trying to make a good go of it. DRX in through, into the B sides. Rifles into their hands, back up Wavenry, there's no slowing it down. 10-2.
Tom was talking about a 10-2 half the other way around when DRX attacked in.
Guys, anybody wants to change their vote, or if you haven't voted, come on. Show the support for KRU. यार अच्छा खेल रही है बहुत. And like the stream. बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा खेल रही है KRU. Easy खेल रही है, ज़्यादा complex कर नहीं रही. और DRX भी बहुत ही obvious खेल रही है, slow खेल रही है and set play खेल रही है जो कि read करके आई होगी KRU already study करके आई होगी.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Ten two का half guys, क्या लगता है 10-2 का half? Comeback होगा? Impossible. Impossible. ना, नहीं होगा. No comeback. गाइस ये लोग एट टाइम्स बहुत गर्मी में खेलते हैं क्योंकि बहुत बड़े वो होते हैं बहुत बड़े आपके स्टेज होते हैं तो एसी इतना अच्छा काम नहीं करता और कोरिया में बहुत गर्मी है इस टाइम तो बहुत ज़्यादा गर्मी में खेल सकते हैं लोग.
This is a crew team that is looking for that redeeming qualities, I think, as well. They've made every single champs since VCT's existence, but the trouble is they only get out of groups one time. In 2021 was when they last actually made that mark on that international stage. It was a long, long time ago. It's a different age and era. This time, however, for Haven, the opening map against DRX, one of the hometown favourites, they have come out swinging.
They certainly have. And DRX used to have this aura about them at international events. They would always dominate the opening game, and they would always make it out of groups.
This guy, first one.
This is a new version of the team. They're looking to build towards the future at the moment. They're still behind their past. They're trying to hunt for those top 3 finishes. They'd love to get some kind of turnaround here early on.
Bane's going to catch the contact as he plays out through a lobby. Buzz, an attempt to flank and play himself into the angle, but Kesnet's not slowing down, and there's no util to help out. Bane is just isolated alone on an island. There's no helping him out with the same pace the crew were showcasing. Even a flank timing of Buzz as well. It's going to come to no avail, but he does earn himself at least one kill. The can't land the second shot. Shy surviving, Paranoia offloaded and flashed into his face, but flashback, again he's pushed forwards. Away from the rest of his team, disconnected, and it leaves it just down to 2. Mako, it's a nice shot into the 2v2, damage done to either side. Anyone's game, it comes down to these angles and timings, the 1v1. Melza versus Foxy9. Can hear the footsteps running around, but Melza wins it out.
Huge from crew to push them even further into the lead. These two organizations actually had a bit of a bet going before the game began about who could get more kills with their respective bundles. On broadcast, has to be on broadcast. Melza has just done it for them. Those are the first 3 kills with the crew bundle or the DRX bundle that the camera caught today.
Yeah.
3-0 on top of the 11-2 scoreline that's already there.
No, I don't know what they're playing for.
Crew are eating. They're eating today.
Yeah, they're eating good, man. They want to get to dinner. They're not slowing down, are they? Fast A lobby take. Dart has to be respected, so Buzz is going to be using just a dash to disengage.
Yeah,
maybe they've got dinner reservations. Let's get rid of DRX real quick. Just a blip in the road.
This is unreal.
They have forced here, DRX. They've got to.
And you have to.
They're 11-2 down.
I feel.
But
Spectre se better लगती है
can they do something? You know,
Fire
chunk them down with the Marshall, finish them off with the Stinger. It is a fairly even buy.
देखना Neon मरेगा अगर smoke के अंदर आया तो.
By DRX, it's Bane and Buzz.
They're falling back.
Smokes in their face. Crew don't want anything to do with it though. Going to re-explore different areas and avenues. They haven't broken any of this util that's been set down, laid down by Flashback, you know. Mid-trip, garage trip still active, but DRX haven't moved bodies away from those areas.
And it looks like Crew might have found an open C site. I wonder how much they're going to contact up. One of the biggest things in the current meta is noticing these retake setups and contacting into them, not using too many ults or pieces of util. That was fairly light. They've still got some decent post-plant util to use here.
Going for the plant now. DRX looking to regroup now and take this one potentially again. Fast at their disposal. It's going to be that paranoia again to try and pave the way, but already just being chewed up straight through the choke points. I mean, Flashback makes a decent go of things as well, but they just can't get past anything right now. Crew got an absolute chokehold onto the C site, and this is them inevitability that they're going to be reaching that 12th round. Trying to speedrun 112 the entire event at this point.
And I am worried about what this is going to do to DRX. This is not the same team that had all the confidence to be able to make it through groups and get to lower bracket finals and try to break that glass ceiling for Pacific and for Korea. That's already been done by Gen.G. DRX at this point, they are rebuilding. They've got rookie players on the team. 3 of them, Foxy9, Flashback, Bane.
Oh my.
And they've got a brand new IGL, Mako, who, in his own words at the press conference, says he wouldn't say he was entirely comfortable or used to the role of IGLing. If you get 13-2'd on your opening map, admittedly not your map pick, but a map that you're comfortable with, I'm worried about the mental being rattled here.
It does rattle you, I think, and it's a big test now for this DRX team. How are they going to pick themselves back up after this? At this point, we're already looking ahead to Abyss, and that's a map that's essentially a middle ground, I think, of both of these teams. If you're even looking at the strength of it, but here we stand. Crew not willing to hold back in the slightest. It's a fault line, util going to be used again on either side, a bit of a handshake in terms of the darts. Bane with the drone, looking for that info.
That's it.
Trying to hide away, only one player revealing themselves. Buzz onto the off angle, but he's not expecting it across their placement. It's sky high. Korea aiming for Shaq, but he's not in the server, he's nowhere near.
Cage triggered.
I do like the idea there as well. Mako gave him a little smoke that you could barely see so that you could try to play like anti against the recon dart, and unexpected in the corner. Didn't work. Crew looking to close out.
Yeah, trying to force pause into the round to at least make them stim in. A re-exploration is punished in kind. Any short plays as well. Dealt with, dismissed, and that is the map closed out. 13-2. Crew. Domination. It's the only way to describe it.
If there's going to be one team that spots a weakness and drives it home with supreme confidence, it's going to be a Kesnit-led Crew.
Not willing to take a step back, not willing to make the same mistakes as prior events. It's a Crew that is looking empowered. And now Abyss coming up. As we already said, a middle ground map for both of these teams. Who the hell knows which direction it's going to be going in.
with me on stage. Now, that was a very dominant showing against DRX. The energy was so high on the team. So tell us what the buildup of momentum was like, especially in those first few rounds. At what point did you realize that Haven was yours?
Well, the team is so happy to be here. It was a hard year for us, and to finally be able to qualify and be part of this has everybody happy and hype, and we're trying to reflect that in game. So I think that we were able to do it on Haven, and we will look to do the same on Abyss.
Well, congratulations. I think it definitely shows. So we're going to see if Crew can close this one out.
Well, I think, you know, it's safe to say,
I literally gave you the sign. You still took that long to get out. It's
I'm a gosh darn genius. That's right, folks. Look at these predictions right here. Oh, yeah. Golden Boy up on top while the rest of the crew out here just living in the past. So
Rest
I
of the
think
crew, nice.
To quote my one of my favorite factions in all professional wrestling, suck it.
That's not a quote. That's in the common vernacular. You don't need to quote something that everyone says.
All right, wait, well, where's Sideshow and Brent? They see me over there on the other side. Look at this.
What are you Can we talk about the game?
Let's go ahead and talk about the game, Mimi. And what we just saw was crew utter dominate. I mean, honestly, though, real talk. That I didn't look. Jokes aside.
But you should attribute real talk, because who said that?
We'll punch you in the neck.
Tom, talk about this round.
So, yeah. I was just going to say that Crew's looking fantastic, and I did not expect that.
Yeah, I also think on the other side, things looked a little bit rough. Like odd timing there from Marco taking a risk. You know that there was a plan for an attempted trade and pincer from Buzz. He's now so far behind everything else. It just gives players like Shy 1v1 battles. Well, the first one wasn't even a battle because the other player couldn't even do anything.
And you see on the other side for Crew, while all that was going on, they've instantly taken a lobby control uncontested, and because of how quick this Xeon is, they've rotated through to have a fast retake coming through from this flank and absolutely rinsed them. I think that was a super telegraphed play from DRX, but also credit to Crew. They were taking advantage, but really, this was a massive underperformance, I think, compared to what DRX was showing regionally. A lot of individual mistakes. I think a lot of kind of failure to adapt, right? Crew was playing the same flood defend with the same psych smoke on A, round after round, and DRX kept not disrupting it, not getting proactive enough to shut that down, not taking the pause once they tap the spike to refight in. So many mistakes.
Time to put the suit on.
You think the suit's the issue? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our Verizon high-speed moment. You got Kesnet with this beautiful 4K.
Kesnet?
Oh, no way. It is. And, I mean, he just went all Palpatine fingers on these fools, and it worked out for him. I mean, look, real talk, though, DRX certainly was not prepared for the speed at which Crew, as we had noted before.
He was like yeeting himself out heaven at times. Like the guy was just on one. And the craziest thing, I think that might be like the best performance I've ever seen from Melzer. Like the guy,
dude, it was ridiculous.
Just rinsing everyone on the other side. I think he's the oldest player in the server by quite a margin. Clearly, age doesn't matter, you know, GB.
Ain't that the truth, baby? That's right, old and beautiful. But I will say though that while I was enthusiastic about Crew coming into this is not the result that I or anyone would have expected.
No, I mean, Crew, for all we should be critical of DRX, Crew, I think, leveled up. The protocols were really good. The flood retakes, the synergy between these players was absolutely on point. I think Heat's utility combined with MTA to set Kesnet up was always on point. I mean, both of them were kind of the passenger princess mode with Melzer and Kesnet having the games they were. But it was still excellent stuff from this squad.
Now, maybe the foresight of Lionel Messi. He might have seen that one coming. Obviously a big part of Crew, but honestly, it really was. It was a blitz, and it's a blink and you miss a sort of game. And this is what we always talk about when we talk about the likes of Crew. It's like sometimes they just come into events like this, they come into Champions, you look at them and you go, I don't expect this team to do a massive amount, like maybe they'll get a map here or there. They just destroyed DRX.
I can't remember the last time Crew had a dominating performance like that at a global event.
No.
Ever.
Well, the last global event was a year ago, and they went out in 2 series swiftly. This is a big level up for this Crew team, and I mean they're really showing that the changes they've made, the way they prepared for this event, they are a different team than the one that floundered at Champs 23.
Yeah, and you know, I think also a lot of credit I think just goes to the team kind of coming in. You heard Kesnet in that, you know, post or the pre-match pre-match interview with Mika, you know, just coming in with a very, you know, relaxed demeanor, right? We're gonna show everyone what we can do, and that has kind of been Crew's whole gimmick all throughout the year. It's like, you know, we'll figure this out. We'll make it happen. You know, we'll swap out RIGL, bring in someone else, and hey, you know what? We'll see if it works. And they can't keep getting away with this.
You look at them in the server, they're not relaxed at all. They're the most fired up.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. I feel like they're one of those teams that rolls off their emotion. If you get those openings, you start strong, which they did. They look so good.
Yeah, so scary there. But now let's go ahead and see what's going on with Coach Termi over at the DRX camp. We got Mika standing by with Jen.
Hey guys, I'm now here with Termi of DRX and Jen to help with some translation. Now, Coach Termi, that was a tough map. It was a really, really frustrating game. So tell us, what did you tell the team in order for them to reset for map number 2, which will be your map pick of Abyss?
감독님 1세트는 일단 크루에게 크게 내주고 말았는데요. 2세트 앞두고 선수들에게 어떤 얘기를 해주셨을까요?
जल्दी मैच चालू करो यार इन लोगों को कोई है नहीं हमारे पास चैट बैट any rich guy any Valorant masters any Valorant mod make them to start the match soon ना इतना gossips नहीं सुननी है gossips करानी है 10 से कराओ texture से कराओ
할 거 잘 하자라는 얘기를 많이 했고요. 선수들의 멘탈은 크게 무너지지 않은 상태입니다.
We knew that, you know, coming into Crew's matchup, we knew that they know how to shoot, but today their individual performance was way more than how we expected it to be. So they were shooting way better than how much we expected them to. So I just told them, you know, let's play our own game and do not take it by surprise. Just stay confident, stay calm and collected, and let's do our own thing.
Well, let's see if that confidence can pull through for the second map for DRX.
I mean, you want to play your own game here, but the reality is Crew just played you like a fiddle, and they were able to block up that 13-2 in relatively strong fashion. Now we make our way over to Abyss.
And I'm going to be real, I worry about DRX's ability to bounce back. They have a lot of young, new players that haven't been in this position on a global stage before. They did pull off some great stuff back home in Pacific, but I think on this stage, you saw their faces, you saw kind of how taken aback they were by Crew's style. It's a worrying sign.
I think even more worrying than that is that they got boomed the last time they played this by a team that literally is the epitome of that, PaperX. They lost to a Neon Phoenix comp on Abyss, a Neon Phoenix. Now, do I think that the other side are going to do that? Do I think Crew will do that here? Probably not. But
definitely not.
They almost embody that, this more aggressive style, and they have switched things up. I like the Harbor.
So they're taking a note from the other LATAM team out of Americas in this one by pulling out the Harbor. I think a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. It's a duelist-less comp. This is a little unique. The Harbor's really cool to take mid control. You can do a lot of walk-ups off the wall. It's super disruptive to the normal style, but playing no dive besides that Omen is really interesting.
He's going to do some wild stuff with that teleport.
I don't think he's ever played Omen before.
Yeah, he's going to do some wild stuff with that teleport. He's going to try and get around them and be real clever with it. That's what I think.
I mean, DRX's prep has to be completely boomed at this point. You just lost 13-2.
He will play as a duelist
and
will try to see
for that Korean squad to be in.
Yeah, not at all. This could very well be a quick one if Crew manages to lock up the 2-0. Can they do it? To send it back over to your casters. Brendan Sideshow for the call.
I am supporting DRX also.
We're about to find out as well just how cooked it is, chat. I mean, this is crazy stuff. I mean, a no duel has come from Crew. They are clearly feeling like they are in fully the driving seat right now. And I think the question remains that we were asking on that first map. The DRX have that gusto, you know, to really pick themselves back up after just getting slapped around, dismissed on home soil. Listen, this is a team that's been looking for that redemption, but when you're getting battered like that, it's a hard ask.
Termi thought it came down to firepower, and DRX are coming into the pistol with 3 sheriffs. So if that's not enough to shore up the firepower gap, I don't know what will be.
It's off angle. It's a common one. See a lot of Jet players on Abyss playing. Just try and catch that contact early on, and he sees it, signs of life, but he can't escape. Bloody hell, suppressed by the knife, so he actually couldn't dash in and away. There's a dart's going to be used nice and early. Crew not committing past that point, just waiting it out and walking back up. But Foxy9 quick to respond, takes up that space once more, but as he swings out, he's not expecting again Crew to be in these spots. It's disjointed, it's individualistic at its core, and DRX not enough for them to really win out this map. It's going to have to hit some shots, and land them they will. At least Mako into the moment has made it. That 2 versus 2 onto this pistol round. They need this win. They need it now. Damage done. Almost single digits to a lot of the Mako. And a distraction necessary and enough for Flashback to just respond from the side.
Crew did a decent job at getting into position, and they read the fact that DRX wanted to go for a flood. But once they planted safe back here, there was no exit. They were just stuck. It was nice patience from Flashback and Mako there to just keep them trapped in the back of sight. And then collect the kills. The Sheriff's doing a lot of work as well. So that's a good start to the map. They've already got half as many rounds as they did on Haven. And they're expected to be able to get the second, so maybe at least that'll settle the nerves for these DRX players.
At least a better beginning for them. Large part of DRX on the defensive side of their abyss is setting up Buzz with the operator, the outlaw, long sidelines, trying to defend down B.
KRU, sir.
Down towards mid.
That is a classic way that DRX have been playing this map. They've been trying to get massive value out of the op, and on rounds where they don't have it, they'll set up some kind of like flash and dash play, aggressive out of B or aggressive through mid. Watch out for those at the start of rounds. Watch out for KRU.
Too good, bhai.
Oh, goodness me. Yeah. If you're not awake after that, you will be. This guy is ridiculous, isn't it? He's playing the Omen as well. I mean, a lot to make out from this crew comp.
So he has actually played Omen once before, weirdly. Don't ask me when. I've no idea. I was just looking at the stats and, all right, okay, apparently he's played it once. So, very experienced Kesnet on the Omen.
Of course.
Yep. Omen, second time
he knows all the tech, like buy a Sheriff and kill them in round 2.
Yeah.
Tens loves that one.
With the mid player taken out, though, Buzz gone. There's a big gap in through. You can already see the pings on the minimap from DRX. They're worried in case there are those lurking players. And the Harbor Wall, Melzer.
Harbor Wall
down, at least will be able to separate out most of this site. Foxy 9 wants to play close now. Avoiding, letting them even get into the site here in front of the Cove. It's very heads up, but he's going to be overwhelmed anyway. Outlaw into the hands, flashback into the secondary, but not able to land the Sheriff shot. Still, Mako is here, waiting to receive. They're all going down to the classic right clicks. It's a disaster right now for DRX.